Hi everyone, you're welcome to today's episode of Faceless, and I'm your host Bernard. Today we want to look at temperaments, and I really hope you will enjoy this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So I want to welcome my panelists from my right
Gucci.
to
Purple.
Louis Vuitton. Call me LV.
hey LV Akwaba. I see. Anyway, yeah, so we've seen Purple in action in the last two episodes.
Yeah.
I think she did very well for the first two. People are still sending me messages about her.
Hey, let's
So-
calm down.
All right, so if you need a number, DM me.
Oh, she.
No, please.
She-
We beg.
All right, so we want to find out who is an extrovert. We've heard people talking about extrovert, introvert. Who is an extrovert? So from Gucci.
Okay, so first of all, temperament is basically behavioral disposition of people, how people appear to be like. And in simple terms, extroverts are people who want to voice out and people who want to be seen. They will show themselves out. Yeah, basically.
They want to voice out and be seen. To Versace.
Yep. They are loud and mostly they take initiatives. You see them taking the lead. And you always want others to follow.
Wow.
Taking initiatives and want others to follow. Oh, Baba, I hope I'm one. LV.
Well, you see, in our communities, we have people that are tagged as hey. You know, they are all over the place, they are everywhere, they are loud. In every meeting, those people, if they don't talk, the next question everybody will ask it is, are you sure you are fine? Is everything all right? Because at every meeting, they make sure their voice is heard.
I see. In every meeting, they make sure their voice is heard. To Purple.
Okay, so I'd say an extrovert is someone who mostly they are seen as fun-loving people, they are outgoing people, they are loud, just as been said, and they like to be seen. Yeah.
They like to be seen. Amazing. So, can there be a situation where we have an extrovert who is a bit, does not really want to be seen, but when you give them opportunity, I believe you understand where I'm coming from. There are people, they don't want to be seen, but when you give them the opportunity, they will show you they are there. Are those people extroverts?
What I have to say on that is, for every individual, you have a major temperament and minor temperament. But usually, your major temperament is what we refer to you. So what we see you doing most often is what we will refer to or link to you. So you may have an extrovert who has a minor, some introvert temperament in there. So you can see that predisposition sometimes. So you can have somebody who's an extrovert and for one reason or the other want to coil in. And that is what she mentioned, that when you see them being quiet or pulling away, then you ask them if they are doing well, because that is not their natural predisposition or how they are supposed to be behaving around.
That's right. You want to add something? Versace.
Yeah, sometimes you see an extrovert who comes out when they need be. He's not always a talkative. So he's out when they need be. But if you are not closer to him, you may think he's not an extrovert. There are some extroverts who are like that. They are reserved.
Yeah.
But when you get closer to them, you realize that the guy is a talkative. But from afar, you think he's quiet. So there are some like that.
Okay, what I would also like to say is this, that there are actually introverts that also come out. And so it's not just extroverts that coiling. There are actually introverts that come out such that when the opportunity is given to them or when something comes up, they would act in a way that you might think that they are extrovert, but they are actually not. And also, okay, especially flex, okay, there's this particular thing that there are sometimes that a flex who is an introvert will act like an extrovert. So, I mean, with these things, there are a lot of things around it. So, yeah, I think that's it.
Sometimes too, I think you hear people say they behave the way they do when some particular kind of people are around. So I think in response to the environment, then the extroverts may show some behavior or some characters that may not necessarily portray who they really are.
I see. But you see, like we are all saying, people just mentioned something about flags and all that. Just something touch on them one who help us. Or I know there are 4 to the best of my knowledge. Yeah, until recently I heard there's a new one. I don't know which, but I came with COVID-19 or something.
Of course, there will be plenty,
COVID-19
but
is back.
few will be well known.
Sure. So, who is helping us with the 4? Or we'll take one. Tens. 1-1. All right. So, Gucci is starting.
Okay, so for all 4 temperaments, right?
Yeah. So you can pick one, just one and major on it.
Okay, sanguine. I'm a flag. I don't want to talk about flag. I want someone to talk about mine. So sanguine, the sanguine is source of life. Anywhere there's a sanguine, there is so much activity, there's so much life. They are loud, just like it's been mentioned, and that's why they fall under the extrovert group. And the sanguines are seen as people who don't seem to have any problem or burden, because almost every time they are around talking to people, trying to engage people, their energy is transmissible. They are around you and you just cannot avoid them. They will find a way for you to follow them in a way. You are singing in church and you are standing somehow, some way. They have a way they can pull you into the queue to join the dancing crew. That is a sanguine. And the sanguine seem to be able to vibe with everyone. I don't know how they do it, and it's very admirable. They just have this thing they will say to you or do with you, and then you are flowing with them. I really admire them, the extent of energy that the sanguine portrays. Sometimes everybody is tired. We've played since morning to afternoon. We've been talking, and the sanguine still has something to say, and it's always interesting. And I think that is great. Yeah.
I see. By now, everyone should be taking their notebooks and be taking notes, because if you're a sanguine, by now you should know whether you are a sanguine or not. So who is taking for cholerics?
Okay, I think I'll go for cholerics because I am one. Yes, so cholerics are, let's say, they're naturally bossy type of people. They come with this innate character of leadership. So they come to a place, the whole place is messed up, everybody seems to be doing what they want, and then they are the first people to come out and say, hey, let's get up, let's do this. Nobody has actually appointed them leader over anybody, but they just get up and they take initiatives. And most often you find cholerics also being strong-willed. Yes, I think that they are those kind of people with their ideas. They always want to pitch their ideas, and sometimes the unfortunate thing is that they may not want to listen to anybody. But one other advantage that they have is that they are people who are really goal oriented. Okay, they always set goals. They make sure that they have it accomplished, whatever they will do, even if it means cutting off others just to reach what they want, they do it. So if you want maybe someone or you want something done in the shortest time possible, then you need somebody to lead a team to do that. The choleric is the best person. Yes, that's all I think I can say about them. Well, they have an admirable character. Others may not want to just stand up for what they want or, be asked to lead a team or something, but for them it comes naturally.
Oh, I see.
Yes. But they rather have a problem with submission sometimes.
Sure.
I think the sitting posture and demeanor even speaks more about the choleric, the cross legs, and all.
I'm sorry.
We are very sorry.
It comes naturally, so it just tells us that temperament is natural. Nobody goes to school to gain.
Me too, I crossed my leg before, but
No,
Okay,
no,
it's
you see,
alright.
Across my leg.
The
Nobody-
boss lady thing, you see, the cross leg
no.
and the
I
demeanor.
see. Across my leg, no bro talking say, oh, I'm choleric. Ah, I see.
Maybe you have it in you.
Small, maybe.
itself.
Like you go and buy actually 4 CDs. Like macaroni 1 CD. It's on the side.
Oh, seriously? You even say it's an icing on the cake.
Oh, this hard guy, I want to eat ice cream
Hey,
and cake. I see.
well, we move.
All right, so I think we are left with 2.
Yeah. So I'll take the phlegmatic.
Mm-hmm.
When you see a typical phleg, is someone who follows through the process.
Due process.
They are not in a rush to get things done now. If you are with them and you have a plan together, then you must be ready to go with them. If you call them and you said, let's do this, they'll tell you, relax. Relax. When you have a program with them and you are in a haste to get it done, they'll tell you to relax. You are worried. What are we going to do tomorrow? What about this? They'll tell you relax. They are not worried people. And there are people who, if they want to carry out a responsibility, they follow it to the end. But they are very slow, but they are sure. So these people,
Slow but sure.
if they are with a choleric boss, they normally get their choleric bosses angry. Their bosses can give them responsibility. In their mind, they know what they are going to do. So you will speak, they will hear you, they will go what they want to do. You tell them don't do this, they will not argue with you, they will not disagree with you in your face. They will go and do the very thing you are telling them don't do. And they don't always like making friends, but if they are able to make one, they stay with you for a very long time.
Loyal people.
They are very loyal. And normally they don't show anger. You see them, whether they are happy with something or they aren't happy, they are not really bothered people. But when they get to things that they love, they take their time and follow it through. Unlike the choleric, who may be in a rush to do his things now or never. For the phlegmatic, when you are with such a person,
Jolali now. Hey.
Oh no, I mean, life is short, you know.
yes,
We believe that you have to do it if it must be done quick.
of course, it must be done now. But for the flag, they are not worried. They think that there is a lot of time. If you are with such a person and you have a plan, you ask him, he will tell you, don't worry, he's thinking about it. You go back, he's still making plans. And when he wants to do it, he will do it. And he will follow through. You know, and if you study a lot of genius that the world has produced, a good number of them have come from this kind of people. They don't rush, but they really do things and come out with excellent. They really do things and come out with excellent results.
I now know I'm not a genius.
Yeah, they really come out with very excellent results. Yeah. So they can tolerate people and be with you. You know, they may not show their disagreement with you. You may continue doing what you are doing and they'll tolerate you in your face. Yeah.
Sure. All right, so to the final one.
Okay, so I'm taking the melancholy. So the melancholy is a perfectionist, and they are mostly very. I think between the two introverts, I think the melancholy is still yet a little bit laid back more than the flag. I mean, I think the flag is a little bit more active than the melancholy, and because they are very private and secretive people, they do a lot of thinking than talking. If you're in a place and you see someone just sitting there and watching what is going on, probably that's the male, because they don't voice out things that much. And also because they are perfectionists, they work hard on things. They want to keep on something until they get it. And because they are perfectionists, that makes them criticize things a lot. The least thing you do, and then I have like an example in my house. Like my mom is a male. My mom is a male, so anytime I'm doing something for my mom, I'm very cautious, because she'll be like, she's that person that if she's tying an egg crate for you, she will not tie one with a black side and then another side will be white. She wants everything. There was this, yes, I was at the shop. She was sending eggs to someone. Okay, so when she placed the eggs in the crate and covered, and she wanted a white rope to tie, and I was like, oh, there's a black one here, just add it to it. She said, no. She's looking for a white, so she wants everything to, like, that's how much they are. Like, she wants to get everything right. If there is a right way to do something, the male will want to do it and do it very well. If you can do something to get 100%, the male will want to do it and get 100%, right? Yeah, I think another thing I can also mention about them, I don't know where, actually, I'm not sure whether there's the male or the flag, but one of them is like that temperament. They have good handwriting, so it's something that stands out for them
Check my
because they are very
handwriting.
careful.
I understand why I don't write nicely.
Because
Not for that.
it's true.
Obviously not for the flag, because mine is bad.
Then it's the male. Okay, it's the male because they are very careful about what they do and they want to always create this perfect picture to the next person saying something. They take their time to write and they write clearly and beautifully. And also because they do a lot of thinking and all of that, they tend to create more things because they have beautiful ideas from long periods of thinking and all of that. They are very innovative people, just as I said. So yeah, the males are actually very awesome people. I have some in my house, so I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I have some. They're amazing. It's beautiful to watch them because when you are working with a male, you can trust that whatever result you're going to get will be a good one because they put their minds and everything into it, and it's really awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to add something major to the flag. The flag can be very indecisive. You are with a flag and he
That's why the
doesn't know
choleric
what
is
good
there
for
to take
him.
the decision for you.
He wants to take a decision, and you see, like, it can take him a whole year to make one decision. So normally when they are with people who are outspoken, the choleric, they can impose things on them. And when you keep on imposing things on them, a time will come, it will get to them and they'll start, showing you attitude. But they themselves, if you allow them, be sure that the whole year you are going to be there. They are indecisive people. They cannot make a decision and make it sound and be sure that this is it. But if they finally do, they'll stay with it and they'll give you results. They are very loyal.
I can't imagine a parliamentarian who is flake.
Nah, how will you even win the elections?
No, we have them. In politics, we have them where you have some godfathers who push them there.
Exactly.
So they decide for them.
Okay.
So they are flag, they are there, they don't know what to do. So when the issue is coming up, they are seniors in politics who call them and say, please, when you go and do this. So they don't have a mind of their own.
Hey, please, we do have minds of
Well,
So, like, this is my personal
their lawyers are
attack.
here.
They have to calm down.
In politics.
Okay.
In politics, when the person is there and he's a typical flag, he doesn't have his own mind. He's dictated to by seniors in politics, and they will use him to achieve what they want to get.
Yes, they will
Yeah.
use him.
Yeah.
Cholerics are always there. I think that it's the best people. I think the best people to be with cholerics in the this leadership and followership chain. If the choleric is up and the flag is below, I think mostly decision making is easier and faster because you have this person who is going to take the decision for you. You have the other one who is going to follow without saying a word, and it makes it nice. At least already are very, very creative. There has to be variety.
That with the whole indecisiveness of the flag, it's not that they don't know what they want, okay? It's because of the pressure of getting the thing right. I'm scared not to do the right thing. So instead of rushing and doing the wrong thing, let me take my time, assess the whole thing before I make the right decision. So it's not that I don't know what I want to, it's just that I'm scared of getting it wrong. And that's what causes the indecisiveness. No, they can't think, or they don't know what they want. It's just that you're scared that if I do this right now, what if it goes this way? So they want to assess all the possibilities. What could happen if I do this? This is what will happen. It will result in this. So let me take my time and look at it well. Then I can make a decision. I think that's the
I
issue.
think there's an intersection between the flag and the male when it comes to analysis.
Yeah.
The flag and the male will always want to analyze things. I always put a pen on the paper. Even if I'm going to a room to go and buy socks, I'll take a pen and paper. Okay, I'll pick a vehicle from here to here. And I'll spend this and I'll do this.
Relax.
And I always want to find reasons for doing things. So if I want to buy a phone, I'll ask myself, why do I need another phone? What is wrong with this? The battery is okay. The space is okay. I don't need a phone now. So we do a lot of thinking on the part of the introverts. I'm talking of flag and then male. On the other side, the sanguine will finish doing the thing before you think through. For example, when you are doing setup, it is very likely that Bernard will connect something and hear boom before, hey, that was actually the subs and let's pull it out. But a flag will be like, hold on, let me check which one is connecting to this cable. Okay, you can go ahead. That's the predisposition. Another thing is roommates. Normally when you live with people in the room, you are able to detect their temperaments easily. If you have a male roommate, sometimes it's difficult to handle them. They will lay their bed and they know the lines in their bed. If your visitor comes and sit on the bed, they can prove to you that somebody sat on my bed and they are not comfortable.
Very true.
If you use their buckets and you don't wash it, they will be able to tell you that my bucket was this clean. And yes, they are that precise in pointing out things to you. However, if you have a sanguine roommate, the very moment you are telling him, when you finish, put the bucket here, he's taking the bucket again for another thing he didn't even ask you for. And he's making a joke out of it. So there are level of tolerance you have to apportion to each of these groups. Yeah, that's another thing worth noting.
I give an example of buying a phone and changing a phone. Those are they are stubborn. They are people who are very stubborn. They don't always want change. If you are with them and you are bringing issues of change, if you don't know, they will be very quiet, but they will oppose you very seriously. They don't accept change easily. So if you are saying let's change this to this, you will not hear him talking or you will not hear her talking, but she will sit back or he will sit back and be opposing you from behind. Until the thing makes sense to the person, he will not open up. He will not let others come in to support. So they are very stubborn people. If you are saying something and the thing doesn't make sense to them, the kind of opposition they can give you, it will be very mean. If you are not somebody who is tolerant enough, you may get angry. And they have very sharp words. If they want to talk, their words are very painful. If they want to throw words at you, they will use one word and you think about it, all your life. Anytime you see them, you are
God, my heart.
this person, what does he think? And they don't care.
Yes.
And they and the choleric, they are people who can't stay together. Because when the two of them come, choleric will want something done, and he will be talking a lot. The flag will just be watching and already decide what to do in his mind. So when you are talking, they know what to do. After you have talked, they'll go and do what they like.
They've rubbished it.
They rubbish it. And they have that is the meanness of it. And they can easily get their choleric bosses angry. Or superiors who are cholerics close to them, they can easily get them angry. And their bosses will also react. But whatever you are saying, they are not seeing it for you. They just want you to finish talking and they'll go ahead and do what they want. Yeah, they're a very, very stubborn group of people. When you are with them, you should know that.
You are emphasizing on very, very stubborn people.
That is true. Because
it's like you have a personal experience with them.
I know them.
For flex,
all of them are my friends. My friends are phlegmatics, and I know them. They are very stubborn.
All of them are my friends.
We are talking about here is very real, but the reality is not seen in the face. Let's say in the choir, you have phlegmatics sitting inside. We are all coming at 8 a.m. tomorrow. We want to pray at 8:30. You see the sanguine saying, yes, did you hear? They said we should come at 8. This person, the flag will just be sitting there. You won't say anything. But trust me, he will come. He will give you all the smile you want. He won't come.
He has paused in his heart.
Look, once you said 8 o'clock, you'll be like, he doesn't know that's the time I wake up.
Lord.
And he's still smiling at you. Yeah. That's the level of stubbornness you have.
Oh, Jesus.
You get it. And it is kind of concealed, but the effect is always felt.
Yeah.
That's a phlegmatic for you. Very
Wow.
You want to bring a change. They won't utter a word. They just watch you think through. And they think and find what they feel is better and do that one slowly. That is a flag for you. The flag is from like the word flame, like slow. But eventually they will achieve what they want to do.
I see.
That is if they are convinced that this is what you are saying, and of course we will do it. They will do it for you. Yeah. But if they are not convinced, you waste your time and energy. And they have a way of polluting people behind the scene quietly. If you are close to them, you talk and you say, don't mind him. Last time, where was he? And no, they will make comments in a way that you that do not always see them talking, you'll be convinced, this person doesn't talk. So if he can say this, then what he is rather saying is right. The leader is wrong. So will you go? No, I'm not going. He was just talking. Leave him. Look, last time when we were there, was he around? Today he will come there and be talking. Please leave them. And the day they will decide in their heart that they will confront you. When they come, they won't talk much. They will just use few words with you. They will leave few words with your heart, and those words will be with you forever. If is not.
Yeah, I think it is like that because you are very analytical. Almost everything that comes out has been analyzed. Even if it's about just buying something immediately, it's analyzed shortly. That is why some of the words will leave you so many years to think about. I want to gear to the direction of the sanguine a little. I want us to go back to extroverts. You know, the sanguines, because of the way they are very loud and then outspoken, they are very bad with secrets. They cannot keep secrets. In fact, if you have a sanguine friend or a sanguine that you want to confide in, then you should be very careful because
you have to be praying every day.
You see that same sanguine displaying the thing you don't want him to do. So you go like, you see, I have a top secret. Me, I won't even tell anyone. They will come out and start talking. So they are giving you the signs they will talk. The moment you say, I have a secret, oh really? Me? You are talking to the right person. I won't tell anyone. And be like, so please, I will see. Not even this person I won't even tell him. So they will talk through. They will not even allow you to talk. By the time you finish saying it, you will not even leave. And then they are talking about it casually. That is a sanguine for you. And they feel it's not a big deal. And the funny thing is, if you should approach a sanguine and say, I share this with you, I didn't expect you to tell. They will make you feel like it's a free word. Oh, come on, this is nothing. And they brush it off. Like, sanguines are that indisciplined in that regard. Do you understand? And even for their own lives, sometimes it's very difficult to put their own life in check. So if you have a sanguine, once again, roommates, you realize that when everybody is washing on a Saturday or something, either they are playing game, making noise, arguing somehow. You have to, want to come and wash? Oh, don't worry, I'll wash. Like, they don't want to arrange the things. They will do it at their own. They rather want to spend time with people than to do things in that order. If a sanguine has an assignment, he has a visitor, he will attend to the visitor and make the visitor very comfortable. And that is why they are known to be very, very romantic. They will attend to the human being assignment because it gives them the opportunity to talk. So I always say that sanguines make good MCs. Talking is a thing for them. It just comes naturally. You can just give them a mic. They came as a guest. Can you do the MC? They will take it and do it excellently well. But give it to a male and you see how the program will go. Okay, so that's another thing about the sanguines. Yeah.
Okay, so to also add something to the sanguines, they are people who like bright colors. So if you come to a place and you see the person, like, there's some people, if you see them consistently, because they want to be seen, they wear things that will catch your eye. So the person with that special hairdo and all of that, and they are the ones who obviously want to put on the makeup to be seen, and they wear the red dress with the big earrings. I'm not saying that other people won't do that, okay? Once in a while you want to be seen and all, but then consistently people who do things to catch your attention like that, those are sanguines.
I see. But I learned something from Lady Adelaide, and she said that in as much as a sanguine male may be indisciplined, if there's one thing about Christians, the presence of the Holy Spirit, he has the ability to help you, even though you are a sanguine, so you don't go about saying, because I'm a sanguine, I can't keep my mouth shut, and you are just all over the place. I mean, the Holy Spirit, the same Holy Spirit that can make you speak in loud tongues, also has the ability to hold you back and make you sit down. So I believe that through it all, we won't just say, oh, I'm just a flag, so I'm not supposed, I am not whatever. I mean, we should allow the Holy Spirit to also help us, and I believe we will do very well. Yeah, I think we've already started talking about their strengths and their weaknesses at a point. So for the sake of our audience, we still want to go back. Let's take them 1-1. Or how do you want us to go? Yeah. So we are taking strengths. Then we would like their career paths for each of the temperaments. So who will go first? So the choleric, of course, the boss lady.
Oh, okay. So, talking about the strength. So, if you want to make a quick decision, yes, that's one of their strengths. They can give you results within the shortest period of time. Yes, that's one thing. And they are good public speakers. Yes, cholerics are able to stand up and, let me say their mind. They're able to, and they are the people who will not keep quiet about anything that they see that goes wrong. Maybe the male may decide to sit down, or the flag will sit down and be quiet about it and be planning in his heart. But the choleric will just see it at a go, not think of what she's going to say, but just at the sight of whatever it is, we'll begin talking and say the mind, and that is it. So yes, Kaneufo. And I mentioned previously that they may not care who they are cutting off or who they are offending. Once they feel it is hindering their path to accomplishing whatever they want, they will just cut you off and go on, or they will just offend you or step on your toe and go their way. Yes. So that's the little I can say about that. With career path, I think let the others speak and then you come back and I will give you.
Sure. I think at this point, even me, the host, and I know if you really need a good director for maybe your company, I think a choleric would be cool. Yeah, because if you choose a sanguine,
They are good politicians.
good
Oh
politician.
yes. Don't worry, y'all will be watching out for me.
They are good politicians and good pastors. When you see our pastor,
Reverend.
what's his name? Reverend Bojwe. He's a choleric. Yeah. When you see some of our pastors, they are like that. And when they talk, they want you to comply.
I see.
Y'all will be watching out for me, the politician, the pastor. So honorable Reverend. Y'all will be on watch out.
Yeah. So I think we've done something about the cholerics.
So, should we continue with sanguines or we deal
Yeah,
with
sanguine.
Yeah.
So that we know we are done with the
extroverts?
extroverts.
So I wouldn't want to list them out. Just speak. Okay, then we pick them out. So usually the sanguines excel in communication-related things. So obviously, national communicator for NDC is a sanguine. If you are not a talkative, you can't do that job. You have to be talking, not just talking, but they can convince too. They always have a thing to say. You cannot have a national communicator for a company or a PRO for a company, and then you ask a question and they will be sitting there. I don't remember last time they asked a question for Sami Jemfi, and then you have to take 2 minutes to talk.
He doesn't have answers.
No, they always have, and it marvels me because some of the questions is like you have to fetch data, but they have some mannerism and things to say, and by the time you realize they've landed. So they do so well when it comes to communication related tasks. But usually, the task itself, they are able to miss it. They will miss it because they are talking. They enjoy just the talking of it, and then they may eventually not really say what they expected to say. They will say a lot of things. That's what our politicians usually do. They will talk. At the end of the day, you don't really get the substance of their talking. Okay, and like I mentioned earlier, they do very well with MCing too, because the work of an MC is to just entertain the people, especially through talking. So they have a lot of the ideas come sharply. They are one temperament that gets ideas like casual ideas. When it comes to fun and entertainment, they are on top. Because being an MC, you don't really list out what you want to do, but it comes to you. Look at Bernard. You give him a mic to do an MC, and where the ideas come from, you don't know. Let's do this, let's do that, and it works. They are ideas that are captivating. They are not just boring ideas, and that is why people always want to be with them. When you're around a sanguine, you are happy. Sometimes when you are going somewhere, you want to go with a sanguine, especially if it's a program that is much more of entertainment, because you know they will even make it more lively. So that is it about them. the sanguine. They are very compassionate. They're able to relate when you are talking to them. They're able to relate, listen to you, and then say more. But they are not very good listeners. They want to listen because they want to pick out something and also start their own conversation. So you are talking to a sanguine and he will cut you. I don't mean to cut you, and they'll take it the next 1 hour. Yes, that is what the sanguine will
And
do.
they'll think about the conversation.
Yes, they will make that comment. I don't mean to cut you, but then they start. When I was in class 6, and you enjoy their. They always have beautiful stories to tell. That is a sanguine for you. But once again, their discipline level, because they will keep talking and talking. They will say some things that are not supposed to be said, and sometimes leave the substance of the talking out. That is the level of indiscipline sometimes they can display. And they can also be rude sometimes because they are just talking. By the time you realize they've forgotten you're older than you, and they'll just say the thing to you. And because they create that atmosphere of cordiality and casuality, they will say the thing and then it's still fine. You see, so that is how the extent the indiscipline can also get to. Yeah. And I think I mentioned earlier that they keeping secrets is another problem. Normally they don't set out to share the secrets, but because they enjoy talking, they have to use your secret as a topic. You understand? So that is a sanguine for you. Yeah, I think that is what I have to say for sanguine.
I see. So we've done for sanguine, we've done for cholerics. So let's come back to the introverts.
Okay.
The males.
So for the flag, they are mostly scientists.
I see.
They have time to stay with a research. They are not in a haste for results now. So the moment they are convinced that this thing is workable, they can be with it to the point when they get results. So they are not rushing. So when you get to a hospital, don't be surprised when you see a lot of the doctors there or the health workers there who are flag. You are likely to see a lot of the health workers there who are flag because they are not going to rush with you. They would like to follow the process to see the thing done. But because of normally what they always want to work with enthusiasm or something should motivate them. So when you are doing something and the thing is not motivating them, they will in some cases become spectators. They will not participate. But the moment the thing is motivating them or is challenging them, their mind, they will follow it. They'll stay with it, follow it until they see it. So one area you can mostly see them is with the issues of sciences, discoveries. I think this guy is Albert Einstein. He's a flag. So they are ready to follow what they are doing and to get a good result. They are also a perfectionist, just like the melancholic. So when you are doing something, they are doing a lot of calculation in their mind to want to see that how they want to see the thing done is done like that. So when they are your bosses and then you are taking instruction from them, you should be careful not to do what they have not asked you to do. Make sure you do it the way they have said it, because they will not talk much. They will just come out simply with their few instructions and they will leave you, and they are expecting you to do it. And they themselves, if they sit with research, they are good people. Yeah, they don't rush. They are not in a haste for results. If it would take them 10 years to get something perfect and present it to the world that this is what we have gotten, is enough for them than to come out now with something that cannot stand the test of time.
I see.
Yes.
I see. Yeah, so we'll take for the male. Yeah, strengths and weaknesses and career paths.
They are very organized people. So everything they do is well laid out. If the male knows that, well, I'm going to travel in 2 weeks time or something, then I have to do this and do this and do this before I get there. Things are well laid out for them, and then they are very responsible people, and they're people you can actually trust. If you want to trust someone with money, or be sure that, if I give out this 100 cities to this person, if the person shares it out and is left with 1 city, the person will bring it back to me, is the male. Because they want, if this is the right way to do it, I want to do it that way. And those are the kind of people that they are. And I think I also mentioned earlier that they are perfectionists. Because they criticize things a lot, they tend to be hard on themselves. So, and because if I'm going to say what Kojo has done, then before Kojo now come and see me doing the same thing, let me do the right thing, something like that. And I don't know about the career path or something. I think, but they can be teachers or educators or things like that, because they have a fair idea of where you should get to. And then they are not people without vision. They are mostly people with vision, and they are talented. Aside the individual's ability to do things and do them well, I think naturally most of the males I've met, they are very, like, they have strange gifts. Like, surprisingly, it's like they do things surprisingly. You're like, hey, if the person is an artist, it's like extra O. If the person is a doctor, it's extra O. Like, they just stand out somehow, and it's just, I don't know, maybe just God just created them like that. And I don't know what else I've not mentioned. I think because they are hard on themselves, it makes them a little bit of people. They are some way, like how would you say it? Or me some way, do like they will not allow you to be free and do things. Like, if you are close to someone who is mostly quiet on cash, like, we are be wrong, and now the person come and correct it. It makes them very annoying. Like, maybe I leave my plate and wash to me can't send me or like it's really like me can't send me by the time I come back, you've done it. Then you make me feel like like something like that. They tend to step in to make things straight even when they don't have to. I mean, allow people to live their lives. You don't have to make things right in your life and come and do it for other people too. That's too much. But yeah, I think that's what I have to say.
One thing about the flag, the flag is peace loving. Flags don't like chaos. In any form.
Yeah.
So they tend to be very good counselors, because they would want to listen to you. They are good listeners too. And at all costs, bring peace. You know, unlike maybe other temperaments where
they
will
don't
focus
like
on
peace.
blasting you.
They like violence.
Blasting this one, come and blasting this one. At the end of the day, they tell you, adults, go and do the right thing. So you see the flag listening and trying to understand, try to relate. Eventually, they want to maintain peace. So they function better as counselors. They will listen to you to the end of it. If you have a sanguine listening to you, at the end of the day, you end up listening more to the sanguine. You will not even share your problem, because they will share all their history to you. And at the end of the day, they've still not counseled. So you see the flag listening to you, trying to relate, and ultimately, they want to maintain peace. They don't like chaos. If they think they have to talk and come and make all sort of noise here and there, they will avoid it. They will just say, it's fine, it's okay. And normally that is what someone who needs counseling needs to hear, to calm the person down and even speak. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to add to the flag.
I think we can be talking and talking. This is a very big topic. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And we would want our audience to go back, sit down, analyze for themselves, and then see what they can do best. Your last words. Maybe I'm a sanguine. Any word from me? What should I do? Our last words.
Okay. What I have to say is that temperament is not a rigid thing. It's very adaptable. You can learn some positive traits from the other temperaments. I'm a flake, and I admire the energy of a sanguine with almost all my heart. When I see the energy that a sanguine, when I'm doing something and I have a sanguine with me, I know that then even if I'm weak, the sanguine will be there to make the noise or to keep us going. The same way for the choleric. I so much, we conserve energy. When I'm doing something, I can't spend all my 24 hours doing it. I have to find some 2 hours to rest or else my heart pressure or my blood pressure will go up. Like we start conserving energy. That's how we flex behave. So I really marvel the way a sanguine go all out and use all the energy. They don't think about tomorrow what they will. You understand? So it's very adaptable. And I marvel the artistic nature of the male. The male will carefully carve something. A male who's a musician is dangerous. The things they will produce, you just cannot fathom. So I try to pick out those attractive things from the various temperaments and then learn it. Sometimes at work, some people think I'm a sanguine, and I tell them I do that so that I don't get tired. I try to engage everybody talking. By the time I realize it's true, I've closed. That's my strategy, and it helps me a lot. Some people don't believe I'm an introvert at work. And I'm not there. They feel like
they don't know you
because I've been able to adapt to that level, and I think it's a good one. Yeah. I think that's what I have to say.
So, okay, so when you read the book of Galatians chapter 5, reading from verse 22, there you see the fruit of the Spirit over there. When you have a temperament and you notice the weakness that you have, go there. You see the remedy to it. When you look at the flag, look, they are very haughty people. They can be very proud. They need meekness. So no matter the weakness that you have, the Bible has made provision for us. We can take it up and work on it. When you see the choleric is a very angry person. He loves fight. He would like to set you up, and when you are not talking to him, he is happy, and he wants to do the things in such a way that he suppresses you emotionally. Cholerics are like that, and when you are not happy around them, they are okay so that they can subject you down, they can bring you down. So they are bullies, exactly. They'll bully you emotionally. They'll bully you.
They are. It's true.
So together,
they're emotional bullies.
Together, when you see it, they also need love. They also need love. I think that is all I will say for now, so that the others can.
Sure.
Okay, so I think because of the strict nature of the males, a lot of people don't like them. If you have a male as your boss, you will not like them because they will not give you the freedom to do what you want to do. They will always set things straight for you. I need you here at 6, be here at 6. If you don't come at 6, you'll be questioned or something like that. Yeah, so I think like just create small allowance so that things don't always have to go your way or go like things can be perfect all the time. So create more space for laughter and all of that. And also, I mean, once you're talking about personality types, I just want to put it out there that like these are not the only categories of personality types. We have other kinds of personality types that you want to go out and look out for. Like this is just maybe someone's discovery that has been made popular, and so we know of them more. There are other things that we can actually get to know to help know ourselves better.
Yeah. So that'll be your final words.
I think we've said a lot, but one thing I'd like to say is that in as much as we all have our strengths, our weaknesses, we are talking from the Christian point of view, and we know that the Holy Spirit is always there to help us. Personally, I had a challenge with, let's say, submission at a point. I realized that no, if you're a choleric, it doesn't mean you can't change or you can't do something. So in all that we do as Christians, it's good to know who you are so that you know what you can do best. Then you let the Holy Spirit help you and reform you, because at the end of the day, that is what we need, the refined you.
Yeah. So they refined you, and this has been an amazing episode. Thank you all for coming, and it's a pleasure having you all around. See you in the next episode of Faceless.
Thank you.
Thank you.